Hey, middle school students, it's Miss Crawford. I'm back at ya with another great summer reading book recommendation for you. The book that I'm going to recommend this time is a fantasy novel, and it is a beautiful story that I hope that you love as much as I ended up loving. All right, with no further ado, it is called Children of Blood and Bone by Tomi Adeyemi. This book is the first in a series, the second of which is already out. I have not read it yet, but you can bet your bottom dollar I am going to be at Barnes & Noble later this week to buy it. This book is really just so amazing for so many reasons. It's told from multiple points of view, from Inan and Amari, who are kids of this horrible dictator king, and it's also told from Zelly and Zane, who are siblings who have suffered greatly under that king's horrible regime. All four of these kids kind of find themselves on this dark, magic-filled quest for power. And, it's got a lot of violence and betrayal, but it also has a lot of friendship and even some star-crossed love in there. A lot of themes that kind of resonate with today's social and political landscape, such as injustice and discrimination and this kind of amazing struggle for change that they go on. The action and the danger in this book really kind of ramp up every single chapter, and I just found myself racing to the end of the book, which was quite the cliffhanger. But I won't tell you too much. All right, so the first chapter is quite long, so I'm just going to read you a little bit of the first chapter, hopefully to get you interested in this. All right. So before the first chapter even starts, it's got a prologue here, and it says, I try not to think of her, but when I do, I think of rice. When Mama was around, the hut always smelled of jollof rice. I think about the way her dark skin glowed like the summer sun, the way her smile made Baba come alive, the way her white hair fuzzed and coiled, an untamed crown that breathed and thrived. I hear the myths she would tell me at night, Zane's laughter when they played Agban in the park. Sorry about that. Baba's cries as the soldiers wrapped a chain around her neck, her screams as they dragged her into the dark. The incantations that spewed from her mouth like lava, the magic of death that led her astray. I think about the way her corpse hung from that tree, and I think about the king who took her away. So even just the beginning, this prologue, I was like, ooh, I'm so excited to read this. Another thing I really love about this book is that this author is really gifted at kind of giving us imagery throughout every chapter that just sets the mood and sets the tone and just keeps you really visually engaged in it. All right, so the first chapter, I told you it's told from multiple perspectives. The first chapter is told by Zelly, okay? So, in her words, she says, pick me. It's all I can do not to scream. I dig my nails into the marula oak of my staff and squeeze to keep from fidgeting. Beads of sweat drip down my back, but I can't tell if it's from dawn's early heat or from my heart slamming against my chest. Moon after moon I've been passed over. Today cannot be the same. I tuck a lock of snow-white hair behind my ear, and I do my best to sit still. As always, Mama Agba makes the selection grueling, staring at each girl long enough, just enough to make us squirm. Her brows knit in concentration, deepening the creases in her shaved head. With her dark brown skin and muted caftan, Mama Agba looks like any other elder in the village. You would never guess a woman her age could be so lethal. Ahem. Yemi clears her throat at the front of the Ahiri, a not-so-subtle reminder that she's already passed this test. She smirks at us as she twirls her hand-carved staff, eager to see which one of us she gets to defeat in our graduation match. Most girls cower at the prospect of facing Yemi, but today I crave it. I've been practicing and I'm ready. I know I can win. Zelly? Mama Agba's weathered voice breaks through the silence. A collective exhale echoes from the 15 other girls who weren't chosen. The name bounces around the woven walls of the Reed Ahiri until I realize that Mama Agba's called me. Really? Mama Agba smacks her lips. I can choose someone else. No! I scramble to my feet and I bow quickly. Thank you, Mama. I'm ready. The sea of brown faces parts as I move through the crowd. With each step, I focus on the way my bare feet drag against the reeds of Mama Agba's floor, testing the friction I'll need to win this match and finally graduate. When I reach the black mat that marks the arena, Yummy is the first to bow. She waits for me to do the same, but her gaze only stokes the fire in my core. There's no respect in her stance, no promise of a proper fight. She thinks because I'm a diviner, I'm beneath her. She thinks I'm going to lose. Bow, Zelly! Though the warning is evident in Mama Agba's voice, I cannot bring myself to move. This close to Yummy, the only thing I see is her luscious black hair, her coconut brown skin, so much lighter than my own. Her complexion carries the soft brown of Orishians who have never spent a day laboring in the sun. A privileged life funded by hush coin from a father that she never met. Some noble who banished his bastard daughter to our village in shame. I push my shoulders back and thrust my chest forward, straightening though I need to bend. Yummy's features stand out in the crowd of diviners, adorned with snow-white hair. Diviners who've been forced to bow to those who look like her, time and time again. Zelly, do not make me repeat myself. But Mama, bow or leave the ring. You're wasting everyone's time. With no other choice, I clench my jaw and I bow, making Yummy's insufferable smirk blossom. Was that so hard? Yummy bows again for good measure. If you're going to lose, do it with pride. Muffled giggles break out amongst the girls, quickly silenced by a sharp wave of Mama Agba's hand. I shoot them a glare before focusing on my opponent. We'll see who's giggling when I win, I think. Take position. We back up to the edge of the mat and kick our staffs up from the ground. Yummy's sneer disappears as her eyes narrow. Her killer instinct emerges. We stare each other down, waiting for the signal to begin. I worry Mama Agba will drag this out forever, when at last she shouts, "Commence!" And instantly I'm on the defensive. Before I can even think of striking, Yummy whips around with the speed of a cheetah near. Her staff swings over her head one moment and at my neck the next. Though the girls behind me gasp, I don't miss a beat. Yummy may be fast, but I can be faster. When her staff nears, I arch my back as far as it will bend, dodging her attack. I'm still arched when Yummy strikes again, this time slamming her weapon down with the force of a girl twice her size. I throw myself to the side, rolling across the mat as her staff smacks against its reeds. Yummy rears back to strike again as I struggle to find my footing. Zelly, Mama Agba warns, but I don't need her help. In one smooth motion, I roll to my feet and thrust my shaft upward, blocking Yummy's next blow. Our staffs collide with a loud crack. The reed walls shudder. My weapon is still reverberating from the blow when Yummy pivots to strike at my knees. I push off my front leg and swing my arms for momentum, cartwheeling in midair. As I flip over her outstretched staff, I see my first opening, my chance to be on the offensive. Huh, I grunt, using the momentum of the aerial to land a strike of my own. Come on. Yummy's staff smacks against mine, stopping my attack before it even starts. Patience, Zelly, Mama Agba calls out. It is not your time to attack. Observe, react, wait for your opponent to strike. I stifle my groan, but I nod, stepping back with my staff. You'll have your chance, I coach myself. Just wait your turn. That's right, Zell. Yummy's voice dips so low only I can hear it. Listen to Mama Agba. Be a good little maggot. And there it is. That word, that miserable, degrading slur, whispered with no regard, wrapped in that arrogant stink. Before I can stop myself, I throw my staff forward, only a hair from Yummy's gut. I'll take one of Mama Agba's infamous beatings for this later, but the fear in Yummy's eyes is more than worth it. Hey! Though Yummy turns to Mama Agba to intervene, she doesn't have time to complain. I twirl my staff with a speed that makes her eyes widen before launching into another attack. This isn't the exercise, Yummy shrieks, jumping to evade my strike at her knees. Mama! Must she fight your battles for you? I laugh. Come on, Yum. If you're going to lose, do it with pride. Rage flashes in Yummy's eyes like a bull-horned lioness ready to pounce. She clenches her staff with a vengeance. Now the real fight begins. The walls of Mama Agba's Zahiri hum as our staffs smack again and again, We trade blow for blow in search of an opening, a chance to land that crucial strike. I see an opportunity when, I stumble back and hunch over, wheezing as nausea climbs up my throat. For a moment, I worry that Yemi's crushed my ribs, but the ache in my abdomen quells that fear. Halt! No, I interrupt, Mama Agba, voice hoarse. I force air into my lungs and I use my staff to stand up straight. I'm okay. I'm not done yet. Zelly, Mama starts, but Yemi doesn't wait for her to finish. She speeds toward me with hot fury, her staff only a finger's breadth from my head. As she rears back to attack, I spin out of her range. Before she can pivot, I whip around, ramming my staff right into her sternum. Ah! Yemi gasps. Her face contorts in pain and shock as she reels backward from my blow. No one's ever struck her in one of Mama Agba's battles. She doesn't know how it feels. But before she can recover, I spin and I thrust my staff into her stomach. I'm about to deliver the final blow when the russet sheets covering the Ahiri's entrance fly open. Bisi runs through the doorway, her white hair flying behind her. Her small chest heaves up and down as she locks eyes with Mama Agba. What is it? Mama asks. Tears gather in Bisi's eyes. I'm sorry, she whimpers. I fell asleep. I wasn't... Spit it out, child. They're coming, Bisi finally exclaims. They're close. They're almost here. For a minute, I can't breathe. I don't think anyone can. Fear paralyzes every inch of our beings. Then the will to survive takes over. Quickly, Mama Agba hisses. We don't have much time. All right, that's where I'm going to stop you. A little bit of a cliffhanger. You got to pick this book up and read it. I'm telling you, you won't regret it. It's just such a beautiful book. And because we didn't give you a book last week, I've got a second book recommendation for you. I'm not going to read from it, but I'm just going to recommend it. This book is called I Am Not Your Perfect Mexican Daughter. It is by Erica Sanchez. This is a really beautiful book as well. This is more realistic fiction, and it is told from a girl's perspective who has just lost her sister. This book does have mature language in it, so make sure that you ask your parents' permission before you pick it up. All right? But as always, please shoot me an email and let me know if you've read any of these books yet and what your thoughts about them have been. I've gotten some emails this summer that make me so excited to hear about how much you love the books that we're recommending for you. All right, guys. Happy Tuesday. I hope you're outside enjoying this beautiful weather, and I can't wait to see you in about a month. All right. Love you. Bye.